Hang on one second. One second. I don't know why this isn't locking in here. All right.
Okay, welcome back, everybody, to our 49th Monday without Dan Meuser. Thank you. It's wonderful to be back. To see all your smiling faces. Look, it's 40 degrees outside. Last week, I know it was like almost 20 degrees and freezing, so you are not sunshine patriots as we insist that Dan Meuser do your job. Dan, do your job. Dan, do your job. Welcome back, everybody. Let me remind you again, as we always do, this is a peaceable assembly in exercise of our First Amendment rights, so we do not engage with any counter-protesters or folks that pass by and express antagonism to our speech. We must always remain peaceful. This is our strongest weapon in our arsenal. We are peaceful warriors for justice and for peace. Okay, so welcome back. Let's begin, as we always do again, with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Let's also begin with our poem that reminds us of why we are here and what is at stake. A poem that derives from the 1930s and 40s and the Holocaust in Nazi Germany. Please join me. And your job is to say, and I spoke up, till the end when we say we spoke up. First, they came for the immigrants and refugees. Because immigrants and refugees are our neighbors. Then they came for transgender people. Because transgender people are our neighbors. And then they came for the poor and the vulnerable and the marginalized. Because the poor and the vulnerable and the marginalized too are our neighbors. And then they came for the aid workers, the federal workers, and the civil servants. Because they too are our neighbors. And then they came for the students and the teachers and the professors and the universities. Because they too are our neighbors. And then they came for us. We spoke up because we are here together. And because we are called to love all our neighbors, no exceptions. No exceptions. Thank you. So you saw that there's a lot going on with ICE, right? We have two large facilities being planned right up north in Schuylkill County and Berks County. We have the governor of the state writing a very strongly worded letter to Kristi Noem of DHS saying he's going to do everything in his power to aggressively block this. We have a change.org petition, but you know what? Strongly worded letters from governors, they're important, but they're not enough. Online petitions, they can do something, but they're not enough. We need boots on the ground. We need human beings and voices going to public meetings and public venues and making our voices heard. As is happening. It's happening across Pennsylvania, and it's happening around the country, where people are showing up and saying, we refuse to be part of this emerging police state. This is not what the United States of America is about. We do not countenance a gulag. I remember, I said in my email, I remember reading Alexander Solzhenitsyn's 3-volume The Gulag Archipelago about Soviet Russia from the 1920s to the 1950s. This long string of prison camps stretching far out into the Siberia. Well, the plans that DHS has in mind, that Kristi Noem and her minions and Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and the rest of them have in mind are just as insidious and just as far-reaching. And this is just the beginning. So we need to nip it in the bud and stop it from even happening to begin with. So No more ICE. No more ICE. No more ICE.
No more ICE.
That's right.
It's time to turn on the defrosters.
That's right. That's right. Looks like you're itching to sing there, Lee. We'll give you a minute here. Give us another minute. A couple more announcements here before we begin passing the mic and turn it over to Laura and then have a song. Rachel Wallace set a really excellent precedent when she held this public town hall up in Tremont in order to raise public awareness about this ICE detention facility that is being planned. More than 100 people showed up on just a couple days' notice, and so people are mobilized, people are fired up to try to stop this insanity of this series of gulags across the country. So the petition period for Rachel opens tomorrow, right? And it goes on for 3 weeks. She has 3 weeks to gather at least 1,000 signatures of registered Democrats in Pennsylvania's 9th District. Do you think she can do it?
Yes.
Absolutely, and she can do it with our help.
Yes.
So we've organized 3 petition signing events on February 27th, Friday. It goes from 12 noon to 6 p.m. at 3 different locations. I'll be happy to resend you that information. But if you can't make it, if you're working or if you have another obligation, we'll be happy to bring a petition to you. Okay?
Question for you, Mike. So if we have a page, how do we know who are the Democrats in our neighborhood?
You need to talk to people. How do we know who are the Democrats? I mean, you know, I have a list. Actually, I have a list from the Democratic Committee here in Lebanon of what are called super voters. Super voters are those who have voted in every primary and every election over the past 4 years. So 2021 to 2025.
You can get a list of.
Yeah, right, we can get you a list. Okay? So if you want a list about in your neighborhood, just send an email and ask. Okay? But that's our task over the next 3 weeks. Again, the petition period opens tomorrow, and it lasts for 3 short weeks. Okay? So we're going to be on it. I also want to remind you that, as I announced in the email, that in Hershey, there is a weekly protest that is being organized by folks in Hershey Med. That is going to be 3 to 5 p.m. on Thursdays on Chocolate Avenue against fascism. So I don't know much more about it than that. I got an email from Terry Rickbauer from Hershey Indivisible team. But basically, it's very simple. There you are. Yep. So anything else you want to add about that, Terry? Okay, yeah, so Thursday, 3 to 5, bring your signs, bring your good energy as you bring it here. You can't tell Dan Meuser to do his job there because that's Scott Perry. But you can tell Scott Perry to do your job, Scott. Do your job, Scott. Do your job. They're like 3 peas in a pod. Lloyd Smucker down in Lancaster. Boo! Dan Meuser here in Lebanon. What do you think about Dan? Boo! And then what's the other knucklehead? Oh yes, Scott Perry in Harrisburg, in Dauphin County. The three Stooges. Okay. All right, so that's happening on Thursdays, 3 to 5 p.m. We also have Zig's badges here. I see many of you are wearing them. I sent out an email. These actually get a lot of looks in public, right? You go into restaurants, you go into the pharmacy, you go into, you know, any public establishment. People look. I can't tell you how many fist bumps I've gotten over the past weeks wearing my little badge here, courtesy of Zig. So he'll email it to you for free, or actually mail it to you for free if you just send him your mailing address.
Here's a thought. Somebody says, "Well, that's an interesting badge." Take it off and say, "Will you wear it?"
That's right.
And most of them say yes.
That's right. Yeah, give it away. Give it away. There's plenty more where that came from. We're also going to continue our tradition of, I got my 1-minute message from Meuser today. I put it on a little piece of cardboard to hold up so that we can look right into the camera and give Dan a piece of my mind about the corruption of this Trump MAGA regime. That's my theme for this week, but you are invited to develop a script and speak right into the mic for 1 minute to tell Dan Meuser to do his job in whatever sphere you think is right. Ginny, did you have something you wanted to announce? You good? Okay.